Okay, before we dive in, just take a second, breathe, and give yourself a huge pat on the back. You've made it to the end of a really incredible journey. You put in the work, you showed up, and now we build the bridge from all that learning straight into the life you're about to start living.
This quote, it really says it all, doesn't it? This is the whole point of our explainer today. We're not here to pile on more information. Nope. We're here to make sure your growth becomes permanent. Together, we're going to lock in that new mindset and build a real, actionable plan so you can step forward with total confidence.
So, first things first, we have to make sure all this amazing progress you've made actually sticks. And I'm not talking about a temporary high or a fleeting feeling of accomplishment. This is about anchoring this new version of you so deeply that it becomes your new default setting.
So how do you do it? How do you make this stuff last? Well, it all starts by truly, deeply acknowledging just how far you've come. Think about it. The person you are right now is not the same person who started this journey. The real key here is to feel that shift, to celebrate it, and to lock in that feeling of, I did this.
To really anchor that growth, the source material gives us two super simple but really powerful actions. First, celebrating those specific wins, the moments where you felt a real, tangible change. And second, writing out a story that solidifies your new identity. So let's start with the celebration. Just think for a second. What were you proudest of during this whole process?
Now this before and after idea, it's basically a framework for your own personal testimony. And let me be clear, this is for you and you alone. You describe the old struggles, the old mindset, and then you put it right next to how you feel now. The source says to be super honest and detailed, because this story, it becomes your personal anchor. It's that powerful reminder you can go back to anytime you feel yourself start to slip.
All right, with our new identity locked in, it's time to get a little pragmatic. Growth that lasts, it needs a little maintenance. So this next part is all about building a simple, proactive system to keep your momentum going, especially long after that initial wave of excitement starts to settle down. And we have to talk about the villain of this story, what the source material calls the post-course dip. It's that completely normal, very real drop in energy and motivation when a structured program ends and, old habits start to creep back in. This is not a failure, it's a predictable challenge, and because it's predictable, we can build a system to beat it.
So how do we fight that dip? Well, the source suggests a system built on 3 key micro-actions. And the big insight here is that you don't need some other huge, overwhelming project. No way. The solution is actually found in tiny, consistent habits that keep all these lessons alive without feeling like a chore. This is it. This is your maintenance system. It's a 5-minute daily check-in, maybe journaling about a core belief. It's a 10-minute weekly review, just quickly scanning your notes and tools. And it's a 30-second embodiment practice. Something as simple as shifting your posture or taking one deep, intentional breath to bring that feeling right back into your body. These tiny actions are designed to create absolutely massive momentum over the long haul.
Okay, you have done the hard work. You've anchored your new identity, and you've built a maintenance system. So what's next? Well, now, the limits are off. This final section is all about dreaming bigger and launching yourself into the future that is now, finally, possible for you.
I want you to let this question really land. With your old limits gone, what is actually possible? Visualize that version of you who is living without those old blocks, who is successful, who is happy, who is full. What are they doing? How do they feel? According to the source, that's not some far-off dream. That person is who you are becoming, right this very second.
Now, to make this real, it's time to set some goals that actually reflect this new reality. The source material challenges us to stop setting safe goals. Instead, think about 3 bold, exciting, maybe even kind of scary goals for the next 6 months. What's that big, amazing thing you want to create now that you know you can? Go ahead and write down 3 of them.
And this all brings us right here, to the conclusion. You didn't just finish a program. You went through a genuine transformation. But I've got to tell you, your journey isn't over. In fact, in the most real sense, it's just getting started. If you take only one thing away from this whole explainer, let it be this. The final challenge is to take one small, inspired action. Today, right now. Pick one of those bold new goals and just do one little thing to move toward it. Send the email, make the call, do the search. Turn that vision into reality, starting now. The person who started this whole thing is gone. And the person you were always meant to be, they're here. You've got the mindset, you've got the tools, you've got the vision.
So the only question left is, what are you going to create first? Go live it.